Welcome back to Vietnam Step by Step, the channel where we help you explore Vietnam with more confidence, more excitement, and a lot fewer surprises. Now, here's a question for every adventure traveler. Would you pack the same gear for a mountain trek in Sapa, a motorbike ride over the Hai Van Pass, and a kayak trip in Phu Quoc? Probably not. And that's exactly why understanding Vietnam's weather is such a big deal. Vietnam may look like one long country on the map, but its weather changes a lot from north to south. In one part of the country, you might be wearing a light jacket in cool mountain air. In another, you could be sweating through a tropical jungle trek. And somewhere else, a sudden downpour might completely change your travel plans for the day. So, in this video, we're breaking Vietnam into three main regions: Northern Vietnam, Central Vietnam, and Southern Vietnam, and giving you a quick, practical guide to what the weather feels like, when to go, and how to prepare for real adventure. Let's start in the north. Northern Vietnam gives you some of the most dramatic weather changes in the country. This region includes places like Hanoi, Sapa, Ha Giang, Ninh Binh, and Ha Long Bay. If you're thinking about trekking in the north, this is where the weather can really shape your experience. Northern Vietnam has 4 seasons. Spring, from around March to April, is often mild and comfortable. Summer, from May to August, is hot, humid, and rainy. Autumn, from September to November, is one of the best times to visit, with cooler air and clearer skies. Winter, from December to February, can get surprisingly cold, especially in the mountains. And yes, cold in Vietnam is real, especially if you're heading up north. In places like Sapa and Ha Giang, temperatures can drop low enough that you'll want a warm layer, especially in the early morning and at night. So when is the best time for adventure in the north? For many travelers, autumn is the sweet spot. The air feels fresher, mountain views are often clearer, and trekking routes are usually more comfortable than in the summer heat. Spring is also a good choice, though there can be mist and light rain. The most challenging time is summer. Heavy rain can make roads slippery, hiking trails muddy, and mountain visibility poor. If you're planning a motorbike loop in Ha Giang during this season, be extra careful. Landslides, fog, and sudden storms can make a beautiful ride much more demanding. Packing for the north depends on the season, but for active travelers, a light rain jacket, quick dry clothes, good hiking shoes, and at least one warm layer are smart choices. If you're trekking, don't underestimate the mud. Waterproof shoes or sandals with grip can make a big difference. Now let's move down to Central Vietnam, where the weather can be a little trickier than many travelers expect. This region includes places like Phong Nha, Hue, Da Nang, Hoi An, Quy Nhon, and Nha Trang. It's home to caves, mountain passes, coastal roads, and some of the country's most beautiful beaches. But weather in Central Vietnam does not always follow the same pattern as the north or the south. In many central areas, the dry season usually runs from around February or March into August. During this time, you can expect plenty of sunshine, high heat, and strong light. Great for beach days, scenic rides, and cave exploration. But from around September to November, rain becomes much more serious, especially in places like Hue and Hoi An. This is also the period when storms and flooding are more likely. Planning to ride the Hai Van Pass? Then weather matters a lot. On a clear day, it's one of the most unforgettable coastal rides in Southeast Asia. But in heavy rain or thick fog, it becomes a completely different experience. Visibility drops, roads get slick, and that epic viewpoint may disappear into the clouds. For adventure travelers, the best time to visit most of Central Vietnam is during the drier months. This is when hiking, beach camping, caving, and road trips are easier to enjoy. Phong Nha, for example, is a dream for cave lovers, but conditions are much better when river levels are lower and trails are less muddy. The challenging season is the wet season, especially from late autumn into early winter. Flooding can affect roads, old towns, local transport, and even access to some outdoor attractions. This doesn't mean you can't travel, but you do need flexibility. Pack light, breathable clothing for the heat, but also bring serious sun protection. A cap, sunglasses, sunscreen, and extra water are essentials. If you're traveling in the rainy season, add a waterproof bag cover, dry bags for electronics, and a backup plan in case your route changes. And now, let's head south. Southern Vietnam includes Ho Chi Minh City, the Mekong Delta, Mui Ne, Con Dao, and Phu Quoc. This region has a more tropical climate, which means it stays warm all year. Instead of 4 seasons, the South is mostly divided into 2, dry season and rainy season. The dry season usually runs from around December to April. This is when you'll find sunnier skies, lower rainfall, and better conditions for island trips, beach time, and exploring the Mekong by boat or bike. The rainy season usually begins around May and lasts into November. During these months, you can still get sunshine, but rain often arrives in short, heavy bursts, especially in the afternoon. Want sunny island weather in the south? Then the dry season is usually your best bet. Places like Phu Quoc and Con Dao are especially popular when the sea is calmer and the skies are bright. But here's the good news. Southern rain doesn't always ruin your day. A shower can hit hard for an hour, then disappear, leaving clear skies behind. That said, during peak rainy months, trails can get muddy, roads can flood in urban areas, and boat schedules may change depending on sea conditions. For adventure activities, the South is great for kayaking, island hopping, coastal riding, sand dune exploring in Mui Ne, and cycling through the Mekong Delta. Just be prepared for heat and humidity almost any time of year. You'll want breathable clothes, sandals, or shoes that dry quickly, insect repellent, and a waterproof cover for your backpack. So what's the big takeaway? Northern Vietnam gives you the most seasonal variety, with cool winters, hot wet summers, and some of the best trekking weather in autumn. Central Vietnam offers amazing coastal and cave adventures, but the rainy and stormy season can seriously affect travel plans. Southern Vietnam stays tropical year-round, with a sunny dry season and a rainy season that often comes in short, powerful bursts. Vietnam is an incredible country for adventure, but the weather can completely change how a place feels and how safely you can explore it. So before every trek, ride, paddle, or cave trip, check the local forecast, stay flexible, and pack for the region you're actually visiting. That's it for today's quick guide to Vietnam's 3 weather regions. If this video helped you plan your next adventure, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Vietnam Step by Step. See you in the next journey.